After all, he's been a ubiquitous presence on television for 50 years, shattering his own world record for the most time of anyone on the air. And in case you're keeping score, it now stands at 16,780 and a half hours.
Regis, after so many years of hard work, why not kick back a little bit and kind of smell the roses?
If nothing comes up, fine. I've done it all anyway, believe me.
Done it all and then some. From sportscaster
John Huffnagel will be the quarterback when the Broncos take the field against the New York Jets Saturday night.
to news anchor
Today, the White House subpoena hearing is in court again.
to red carpet reporter.
Where'd you get this dress?
Well, I had this dress made just for this.
And how? Everything was...
I wanted to look like old Hollywood.
Is there anything you wish you had done that you haven't?
I wish I didn't have to wait till I was in my late 50s before the good part of my life started in this business. That's what I regret, that it was kind of a late start for me.
Long before he achieved morning glory, Regis hoped his star would shine in late night. But he spent years learning the ropes on local talk shows, from San Diego to St. Louis.
And tomorrow I'll be lonesome, remembering you.
He thought he'd hit the jackpot in 1967 when he was asked to be the announcer on the Joey Bishop Show.
Regis Philbin.
And how great was that, hearing that a member of the Rat Pack was interested in talking to you as his sidekick?
Yeah, sidekick, yeah. Well, you know what happened? I walked in, and there was Joey in a sweater.
Of course.
Yeah, and he said, you know, I saw you last night. You've got a lot of talents. I said, really, Joey? What is my talent? I could never do that now, but I threw it right back, and all of a sudden, I had Joey on the defensive, thinking, what is his talent?
What were you thinking?
And I'm thinking, maybe I shouldn't have asked that, you know. But I said, well, this is going to be good. And he took his time, and he stood up, and he finally said, I'll tell you what your talent is. You are a great listener. What? A great... That it?
This coat does something to you. I don't want you to wear it again.
He listened to Bishop's banter for 3 years, but competing against Johnny Carson was too tall an order.
Are you still fantasizing?
It would take nearly 2 decades, a change of coach, and a series of co-hosts
Now you're talking.
before just the right chemistry made Regis Philbin a reliable fixture on morning television.
You have got great legs, Reg. I really...
And once they meshed, it was magic.
I think you could stay another year.
New York was your oyster, and everybody got to know you, and really they were interested in you on a very personal level, right?
You're probably right. I better get into this wine because Katie Couric is just warming up.
Next, a Bronx cheer. Back where his showbiz dreams began. He wasn't batting 1,000 then.
He did it! This is embarrassing in front of Katie Couric.
But he soon would be. With help from all the co-hosts who got his goat and got the ratings.
I called him a jerk the first week we worked together, and he called me one right back, and the sparks flew.
Coming up.
Regis is back! It's me, Regis. Make sure Regis is in focus. Yes, it's good to see Regis again.
You know what they say.
Hi, honey. How you doing?
You can take the boy out of the Bronx, but
Hi, baby. How are you? How are things on Kruger Avenue? Do you miss me at all? Yes.
around here,
God bless, man.
Regis is royalty.
This is now Regis Philbin Avenue. There's Regis Philbin. Look at, I love that guy.
And everywhere we went,
Hey, how you doing?
everyone loved seeing Regis.
Nice puppy.
Well, almost everyone.
Hi, baby. How are you? Want to play ball? Oh, yeah.
He was raised on Kruger Avenue during the Depression, on the bottom floor of a two-family home.
The house used to be right here.
Oh.
And here was where Regis sat in his baby carriage.
Really?
Take a look. Hey, Regis. Isn't he
Look
cute?
at that cute
He's
little
adorable,
baby.
that Regis.
So they paved Paradise and they put up the parking lot, huh?
Honest to God.
Regis says neither his dad, a first-generation Irish-American and Marine, nor his mom, an Italian-American full-time housewife, had any inkling of their son's guilty pleasure.
I was afraid to tell them that I used to stay in this house, 6 years old, tune in WNEW, which was the key radio station in New York City, and every night at 9:30, Bing Crosby would have a half hour of songs. I thought he was my friend after a while, and we had not a date, but it was time to spend 30 minutes with Bing every bloody night.
What were some of the songs?
Every time it rains, it rains. If you listen to the words, pennies from heaven, don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven.
It wasn't until years later, on graduation day at his beloved Notre Dame, that Regis finally fessed up to his showbiz dream.
And I said, come on, Mom, I'm going to tell you now exactly what I'm going to do. And they were all excited. So we walked to the music hall, opened the door, and I sang Pennies from Heaven. And as I was singing, I could see my sainted mother, her eyes with tears in them.
But not tears of joy.
And, no tears of joy. And my father, a tough Irish guy who was a boxer, was a Marine, I could see that he wanted to punch me. I could see these things.
But back in the Bronx at Mac's Candy Store, he was a hit.
D-Mon, Guy Mitchell, he did them all.
And inseparable from childhood friends Ed the Tank Treratola and Tom Freakin' Finelli.
Freakin' Finelli.
He had nicknames for everybody.
Now, what you guys have to tell me, give me the dirt. What was Regis like as a kid?
Was Regis? He was a sex maniac.
There wasn't much chance of that, especially since these former altar boys were always under the watchful eyes of the Sisters of Our Lady of Solace, who gazed from on high.
Sister Mary Francis.
Sister Mary Francis.
And Regis just told me the nuns stood on the roof.
And watched. Right.
They watched every move we made.
Gave us hell the next day.
Now here's where Freakin' hangs out.
When they weren't hanging out at the candy store, they were at Conti's, a bakery that's been here for 90 years.
But how could the Bronx make the best Boston cream pie?
Oh, wait till you taste it.
Please.
That's delicious.
And it's where Tank confessed he had some show business aspirations of his own.
Listen, he wanted to be the singer, I wanted to be a comedian.
We could have been Martin and Lewis if you listened to me. You watch me, Katie Couric.
Martin maybe, but definitely not Mantle.
He did it! This is embarrassing in front of Katie Couric.
All right, here we go.
That's it for you, Katie.
While you're ahead.
Yeah, you bet.
We then headed to his alma mater, Cardinal Hayes High School.
I think it had a great influence on me. And not only was it religious, but it was very disciplinarian as well.
And while he may have minded his P's and Q's, Regis admits he wasn't pulling A's and B's.
Well, I was not a great student. I really wasn't.
Average?
Yeah, average, just average. But I wanted to be Bing Crosby. Look at this over here.
And despite his passion for singing, he told us he never once graced the Cardinal Hayes stage, which ironically was named in his honor last year.
Don't tell me I don't think about it, and I've been in that auditorium a few times now, and I've told the father here what it was like for me to go in there, and they would have their own reviews and their plays and musical things, and here I was dying to, but I just thought, what is my talent?
What, you just didn't have enough self-confidence?
But I don't, exactly.
I'd love to see it.
This is the way it looked like when I was a student. Go ahead, Bill.
The entire graduating class of 2012 decided to surprise their famous alum. Regis established a scholarship program here, making it possible for 5 students to attend Cardinal Hayes every year.
I just wanted to personally thank you for the help the scholarship that you had given my parents and myself. It has helped us significantly, and I just want to thank you for everything that you have done for me, for other students, and for the school in general. Thank you.
One thing that I'd like to pass on to all of you is what I told Katie outside, that how sorry I am that I didn't participate in something that I wanted to be a part of. could have learned it here. And if any of you have any of those dreams, and you're doubtful that you have the ability or the talent to fulfill that dream, you know, don't be frightened by it. Just dive in. So it thrills me to come back here. It thrills me to see all of you guys. I'm very proud of you, believe it or not. And pursue your dream. I know that's an old hackneyed saying in my business, but whatever you want to be, you're good enough to be. And you know why? Because you're a Hayes man. Thanks, guys.
Now that's a Bronx cheer.
Thank you, buddy. Hey.